nation and mining family, what's going on? What's going on? Long time no see. I know, right? Been all week. I've been pretty much only like streaming like it really early in the morning of last week because of all the classes that I was taking. What's going on, everybody? I see Bedell's like, sorry, I'm gonna miss the stream. Going to dinner. Enjoy, my dude. What's up, Alex? FA. What up, Chris? With the yo. What's going on? What's up? Definitely, everybody, smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Yeah. So I hope that everybody has had a wonderful weekend and all that good stuff. You know, I know I had a wonderful last week. You know, kind of as a recap, I went to board level repair for ASICs. So now I am level 1 board certified ASIC repair technician. So, you know, it's like I should be able to identify the freaking parts on the board. I knew a lot of that stuff already. You know, C for capacitor, R for resistor, yada, 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 right? So, I mean, it was just kind of understanding how the board power is fed through, figuring out how you can sit there and actually test an ASIC chip if it's good or bad, or if it's if the solder joint has popped, because if the PCB warps a little bit and the solder got hot enough, it could pop a solder joint whenever it cools down. So you're going in there, you're either replacing like boost circuits, MOSFETs on there for power control. You know, you're basically you're replacing gates, resistors, capacitors, and then occasionally resoldering chips down or replacing chips. More likely, you're going to have an issue, especially on like an S9 board. It's going to be at the MOSFETs, a boost circuit, or one of the ASICs or multiple ASICs have either failed or become desoldered from the board. And you can sit there and have it looking like a, you know, diode wise it's testing out good, and then you just sit there and you do what they call a reflow on it, and you get the chip to reflow, and sometimes it seats back down, which is awesome. It's like Fudweiser, yo, he's like, you are certifiable. Yeah, right there. Bam. He's like, I was melting circuit boards in 1978. Still melting boards. Yeah, you got a few years on me. You got a few years on me. What up, dude? I've been soldering boards since the mid 80s. So you got a little bit on me. It was like 86, 87-ish is whenever I started doing board level repairs. TVs, VCRs, radios, turntables. Oh, good God. You know, car stereos, all that good stuff, man. It's like I've been around the soldering machine. I mean, like, I didn't have multimeter. We had oscilloscopes. I mean, I mean, it's like I know how to actually play with an oscilloscope. Not too many people know how to do that anymore. So, I mean, I learned a lot. Had to teach myself how to basically solder stuff underneath a microscope. And a lot of left-handed vapes, and your hand gets really steady. At least it did for me. And I can solder really small components that look like a speck of dirt on the tip of your finger, because it's micro soldering. So like you go underneath a microscope and you're like, yeah, my hand is really nice and steady. You go underneath the microscope holding onto a tweezer and it looks like you're having a seizure. So it was a lot of fun doing the classes. Really quick at you. Basically day 1, it was like introduction and understanding the components on the board. going over the equipment that we were going to be utilizing, and then it was take components off the board and try to put it back onto the board. So, and that's where I realized that having some caffeine in my system, I was like this underneath the freaking microscope. I'm like, I cannot get my hand to stop shaking. I'm like, oh my Lord, if this is going to be an issue, if I can't get my hand to steady out, this is going to be a problem. But I was like, next day I was no caffeine. I was a little better. Day 3, we were supposed to be taking off desoldering the ASIC chips, 12 ASIC chips on and off, and being able to diode test them before and after, and they test out good still. And that's when I brought my vape with me, and my hand was as steady as a church. It was as steady as a beam, man. I was like, just able to place everything down. It was amazing once I did that. It was just like, as soon as my hand calmed down, it was like, wow, all right. I know, it's like you're having a seismic soldering. It's like you're at like a level 12 earthquake. I'm trying to put it down. THC complex.
Smoke weed every day.
Just for you guys. Just for you guys. Ah, yes. So, I mean, it was a lot of fun. So, I mean, if you guys would like to help, I mean, Bedell had put it out there. If you guys would like to help in any way, shape, or form, I need to get a tester that is $1,200, and I need to get a microscope that's about $1,000. If I can get those two things, I can start doing ASIC repair on this channel. Doing that live. Amazing ASIC repair, guys. And I will do all of that stuff. Sit there and actually figure out a lot of the components and stuff like that. And once you get the understanding of one of the ASIC boards, pretty much all of them are the same. They just might call like your signal a different thing, versus another manufacturer. What tester? The tester that actually allows me to plug into a hash board for an ASIC and check the ASIC chips. So it's an ASIC chip tester. There's several different ones. The one that I was looking at is about a $1,200 one. There's no cheaper option that I've been able to see. I looked at the ARCs that are coming out of Kazakhstan, but they want like $2,400 for the Bitmain one, and they want another $2,400 for the WhatsMiner variation. This one will kind of do all of them, Avalon miners and stuff like that. It's more of like a generic one. And that's all I really need. It's like some of the better ones, it'll tell me which chip location that the signal stopped at, and you're paying for all that extra information. So it's like I figured out how to do a lot of this stuff without having the fancier testers, so I can pretty much do that. Name and number, please. But I don't remember the name of it. It was one of the ones that they offer at with the classes that I was taking. Hold on here. Let me go on to the onto here. No, that's not it. Let's see here. Does he have it on his website? I know that they were updating stuff on their website. It might not be live yet, so I don't have prices or the name of it. Yeah, he doesn't have it updated for Scott Oxford or offered. ScottOffered.com. That's where I took the classes from. So I got all the training from that. Oh, thank you, Sadie. You rock. Oh my gosh, you are awesome. You are awesome. So, yeah, so Scott offered. He's basically a reseller for ASIC mining equipment for facilities and stuff like that. He's got PDUs for sale. Pretty much, I can contact him anytime I want and talk to him. Let's see here. What does he have on market? Oh, he's got it in Telegram. I don't want to put that on my PC. So I'd have to sit there and get a hold of him. But I know that that it is the cheapest tester out there that I've seen for like $1,200, and it gives me all the information that I possibly can need. Work with the What's miners, the Bitmains. I mean, it is a nice universal one. And then the microscope that I want to grab has a nice camera that's in there that I can pluggeth into my PC, guys. Yo, and have some sick PCB repair shots. You know, you'll be able to see everything on there. So I mean, if you get all giddy for bare naked circuitry, you guys want to help me get that microscope too, because I'm gonna start DCAing into it now. So the quicker I can get it, the better, the cooler the content that I have coming out for you guys. That's what I'm saying. All right. So let's go ahead and get into today's topics, guys. Yo, hell yeah. Microscope and the tester. I have power. I could sit there and plug in. I've got 220 volt right over there. I have everything I need right there. So we're Gucci over there. I have the power. I just need to, yeah. And then I can get I can get a cheap variable voltage power supply, like a 30 ampere. They're not horribly expensive. I've looked into those before. But yeah, let's check out today's stuff. Yo, we got the trading views up, guys. So check this out. The dollar index, I always kind of look at this. It is up and the market is bleeding, guys. Absolutely bleeding. Hey, where did there we go, bam. So the market is absolutely bleeding because why? Jerome Powell has announced that he is going to be raising interest rates up another 0.25%, so 25 basis points that they're going to be raising interest rates. Now, this is for the federal funds rate loans, so the cost of banks doing business to be able to take loans. They've just had another, First Something Bank just imploded, and JP Morgan just came in and bought up all assets under management. So we are now starting to watch smaller banks that are failing, getting swallowed up by bigger banks. And at the same time, we just had an interest rate hike. The banks are already having issues with liquidity. So unless they're talking about giving the banks some more liquidity, this is not going to be very helpful. Now, at the same time, Jerome Powell did talk about doing quantitative easing, fellas. He's talking about towards the end of this year actually lowering interest rates. They are seeing that the market is slowing down. And instead of just letting the market work itself out, they're trying to toy with it, and they're just going to prolong the pain. 1921 was a stock market crash. Nobody talks about 1921. Why? It only lasted a year, and the government did not get involved with it. 1929, they pulled out the rule book that we're using today. And the Great Depression lasted 10 years because they kept on messing with the market, and the market couldn't find its true value because it was being heavily manipulated. Here we go again. We are basically in we are in a recession, guys. Borderline depression. If we sit there and start going back into quantitative easing, that means that they're trying to stop the system from breaking, and quantitative easing is money printing, which is a devaluation and another taxation on we the people. And that's not just isolated here in the United States, because no matter what country you are in, you are being impacted directly by the United States dollars. That's why so many countries are trying to de-dollarize right now, because they see this happening. I mean, we already watched Britain go back into quantitative easing. All these other countries have been printing money this whole time. We're the only ones that have been trying to increase interest rates, but nobody has the cojones to be a Paul Volcker from the 80s. Paul Volcker raised interest rates above the inflation rate. And with the rates being that high, really dramatically high like that, it put the inflation genie back into the bottle. And then after Paul Volcker came out of office, I forget the guy that was right after him, he started doing quantitative easing and basically started pulling back on that interest rate. It might be Alan Greenspan that was doing that. I know definitely he's the one that put the housing market into the bubble that crashed in 2008. They basically started making capital cheaper to loan. That's basically encouraging credit creation, and that's not what we're looking for, because credit creation means monetary expansion. There's more dollars in play now because of the credit expansion. The economies cannot run like that. How is this going to affect that sweet, busy Bitcoin overall? What up, network bits? What up, Kyle Rosa? It was Greenspan. Okay, I was right. Have to sell a kingpin to get it. Yeah, it's like more than 70 hash board models, including Antminer, Antisilicon, WhatsMiner, etc. Founded Pico BT multifunctional hashboard tester, $578. Let me research that one. I'm going to Escape. Oh, did you already send it to me? Oh, you did. Okay, cool. Oh, this one's from Zeus Mining. I'll have to look into that. Thank you, my dude. You rock. But yeah, I mean, with all of this, it's like, how is this going to play out into that busy Bitcoin? Well, with the dollar strengthening at this point, which means that with dollar strengthening, it costs people more money to be able to take a loan out. This in turn will affect all markets, right? Not just the crypto market in general, right? If you look at your top performing stocks, they're running negatively too. They are not sitting in a good position with the dollar strengthening. Why? Because as the dollar strengthens, people get out of cheaper assets to get into a stronger dollar. So that whenever the dollar kind of peaks and plateaus in strength, they go back into cheaper assets. This is how the traditional market basically arbitrages the market. They just move in and out of the market. That's all they're doing. Basically, it's what market makers do. When dollars are cheap, you go into cheap dollars. You take your expensive assets and you go into cheap dollars. And whenever the assets flip the other way, you start taking your expensive dollars and buying cheap assets. This is just the way that you inch your way up. Now, for a big market maker, $1 million goes a long way. But you can take the same fundamental tactics and utilize it, and your yield is going to be lower. That's all it is. But you will have the same yield potential. So Apple kind of trading out sideways, AMD kind of trading out sideways, Amazon still pulling back, Tesla still under fire. Netflix with the go broke system that's doing fabulous for them, and Meta has actually found a bottom in all of this. It's hilarious, and one I think it is that people are so broke that their form of entertainment is on like Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram. People don't have that, that aren't making a whole lot of money. So they're turning to these platforms and for cheap entertainment because they are the product for that entertainment. And then, of course, we look at the chartings that I was sitting there kind of looking at right before before I took the classes. So this is like a week ago, and we can see how I was kind of calling the market out. From here, I was talking about how it could either stair step up and we just keep kind of rocking and rolling on the way up and reaching a new all-time high, or we're going to come over, do a little dead cat bounce, and then plummet down. And it looks like we wicked down pretty hard to like 27, depending on the market. I saw like as low as 27.2. Since then, we have recovered greatly from this like little rollover. I think this is going to be perfect. Trade out sideways from here. And then as we come in the summer, it starts to pump. So, I look at this as being very much a bullish opportunity. Would I say that this is a good buy-in? No. The reason being is that we just came off of a week-long cycle of going up, and it rolled over. It can still roll over a little bit more. I usually look for a 3-day confirmation to see where the market is actually moving. This helps mitigate some of the risks. Now, you can wait 3 or 4 days, and on the 5th day, it just takes a nosedive. It's happened before. It just means that you didn't foresee the absolute bottom, and it doesn't really matter because of the fact that overall, if you're just sitting there dollar cost averaging out of a paycheck anyway, you get paid on a Friday, you buy $20 on Friday. You don't care where the price of Bitcoin is. And then if you actually take your average and you average it out, you will average out at a lot lower of a price than you actually think. So even with all the Bitcoin that I've purchased at the height of the market when Bitcoin was at $60,000, I still average about a $10,000 Bitcoin. So just put that into perspective overall. It depends on when you got into the market. When you get into the market, that's about where your average buy-ins are. Overall, unless it goes for a long pump up and hangs out there for a long time, and then your average will come up with it. But the stuff that you huddled on from early on is doing amazing though. What are y'all talking about? What up, the dude? Like any of that, you can get whatever you can get them for. Yep. If you guys want to get rich, take me on as financial advisor. Do the opposite of what I say. Bam, rich. Well, uh, uh, what the hell is that dude? That that Kramer guy from what is it, MSNBC or whatever, Jim Kramer. If you do the exact opposite of what Jim Kramer does, you'll do good. If you look at the Peter Schiff indicator, um, you do the opposite of what he says, and whenever he calls the bottom of the markets, he's really good about doing that. He's actually pretty good about calling the top of the market too. I'll just put it out there like this: he he might not be a Bitcoiner publicly, but man, he knows a lot about the market on it. So talking about profits. He's wrong more than he's right, in other words. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Uh, that is so, so, so true. And like, what up, Network Bits? He's like, he's actually said recently that he's feeling bullish on humanity. I think I'm gonna live in a mountain. Man, did he actually say that he's bullish on humanity? I'll help you dig in the mountain. we need to get deep in that mountain. Shit's about to go sideways. I'm there with you. Yep. Buy ammo, man. 9mm and 5.56. Oh my god, not like this, Network Bits. Not like this. Hey man, if the world ends by nuclear fallout, I want to be as deep into that mountain as possible. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. For all of its flaws, I have to be objective. More power to you. More power to you. Yes. And like I was saying before, we have banks imploding. There's going to be more banks trying to. Good God. It's like, I'm with you. I need to find a woman to bring with me to repopulate the earth. Smart individuals. After the fallout, restart humanity by making a baby machine. Too funny. Too funny. You want to make the world smart? Get rid of the government indoctrination camps of grammar school, high school, and college. You get rid of those three things, and humanity will get smarter over time. It just takes a little bit of time to undo their damage. These are truths. What up, Wheeling Crypto? So, we have, like I was saying, we have all these bank failures coming on. FDIC pinned signature bank failure on poor governance and illiquidity. So they were basically making too many big bets on bad tech startups, not so much just crypto, but tech startups in general, that a lot of them had defaulted on loans. And it wasn't just crypto. Crypto was less than 1% of the liquidity risk under management that they had. So this was a lot of your Silicon Valley stuff. So a lot of tech startup, and One out of two tech startups will fail within 2 years. And each one of these tech startups are going to be wanting to basically start it up, and then they're looking to be able to sell the whole company to another to be acquired. And that if they don't get acquired within 2 years, it's basically they're gonna declare bankruptcy because they cannot continue to keep going forward without being acquired. That is the problem with a lot of the tech startups, and what becomes an issue for banks long term. Now you start piling on a lot of that bad debt on there, and then you start bringing on liquidity crises, and all it takes is one little snap of a bank run, and all it takes is somebody not feeling confident that day, and they can do a bank run. Now, to be honest, any bank that has a bank run done to it, they ain't going to be able to handle it. They will go bankrupt. And for the first time, we're actually seeing, First Republic Bank being acquired by JP Morgan, which I'm not sure how that's 100% legal, but it looks like they're making an exemption for JP Morgan to acquire them to basically they become the de facto holders of the people's deposits, even though there's no real money there. But yeah, all these banks are basically illiquid. And I don't know how much the government's going to step in to really save these banks from their own bad bets. The Jerome Powell was talking today about trying to bring in new governance on there, more regulations on the banking sector to hold them accountable on the backside. Now, if you're at a little community trust local bank here in the United States, at least, as I understand it, they are more for the people, by the people, funded by local businesses versus looking at federal bailouts of any sort. So you'll typically see other banks default before your smaller little banks like that. So that's where I have a little confidence in that. But again, it's not much confidence. It's still a bank. They still have treasury bonds, and those treasury bonds are yielding less than the interest rates that they take out loans to get liquidity off of those treasury bonds. And if the treasury bonds are not yielding back enough, and the loans that they've already given back are not yielding out enough, you start going into liquidity problems versus like something like Signature, where you have a bunch of defaults on loans and that you're trying to absorb into the company. You see how it's really a tricky little thing with the banks that, don't trust the banks, fellas. A lot of people around the world are starting to find out that the banks are the last place you kind of want to hold your money in. And it's not financial advice to you guys. It's like, I would say, take control of your own personal sovereignty and de-dollarize yourself and hold Bitcoin instead of dollars. That's me, but this is not financial advice YouTube channel of any sort. These are decisions you need to make for yourself and all that good stuff, right? If I heard that correct, how upside down were they? Major. So basically, if Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank were to liquidate all the treasury bonds on their books, they wouldn't be able to cover. I think they said that they wouldn't even be able to cover 50% of all the depositors at the bank. So that's how bad that they're out. It is bad. It's like my bank in Mayberry is protected by Andy Griffith. It's all good. I hope Andy Griffith's real good at protecting things. But yeah, I mean, a lot of your big box office banks, the big guys, they are grossly overextended. They're lucky if they can even handle. I would say that some of these banks can't even handle 10 to 20% of all the depositors. If 10 to 20% of depositors try to pull their money right now from any one given bank, yeah, it would cause a bank run just at 20%. You can actually force a bank to be bankrupt. I don't even think you need to even try to withdraw 30% of all deposits. Wouldn't even need to be withdrawn. Anybody that wants to bet against a bank, this is the time where you bet against it. All the banks are slowly imploding here. That is why Jerome Powell today was already talking about quantitative easing. Why would you be talking about getting in control the interest rates if you're already talking about quantitative easing? Quantitative easing doesn't give a damn about inflation. Quantitative easing makes the inflation worse because it makes the credit cheaper. Cheaper credit puts more dollars into the system. More dollars into the system means that you're getting poorer. It's stealing liquidity from you, the working class, and giving it to the investing class. Oh my God. Network bits. Oh, that's too funny. Oh yeah. Not relationship advice. It's like, I'm slick. No, I didn't. The Joe's in the house. What's up, Golden Wolf? What up? Let's see here. How far up? How far up do I have to go? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you can't put any links in chat unless you got a wrench. That's how YouTube operates. Only moderators and myself can post in any links in chat. That happened during all the bot crazes and people and bots flooding the spamming links and stuff like that. So. All right, network bits. Hold on here. There you go. Yes. There you guys go. There's the link. There is the link. For cheesy. Open link in new tab. Let's see here. All right, I got that. I believe so. 9298. Let me double check here. I don't know the numbers on the back side of my stuff. uh, hmm. I guess so. I have no idea. Let's see here. Yeah, 9298. Yep. That is correct, Amondo. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the next topics, guys. Next topics. Bam. 4060 Ti. Definitely not gonna be a value production, I believe. If the 4070 was any consolation of what we're going to be getting, unless this card is like a $200 to $250 card, this 4060 Ti is going to no more than $300. If it's over $300, it's a junk value for what little performance you are getting. Definitely asking out in New York next time you're there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. Now you got me curious. I gotta. Oh, you're talking about Miss Teen Crypto. It's 7 minutes, huh? Hold on here. 7 minutes and 3. Oh, she's got the chat turned off. Oh, I see the super chat get displayed right on the screen. Oh my god. That is hilarious, Network Bits. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. That is hilarious, dude. Oh my god, that is hilarious. What's up, Mohammed? What up? What up? That is hilarious, my dude. Hilarious. Oh, I am doing good, my dude. I hope you're doing great. It's like glad I was able to make you laugh. I mean, you don't have a bad taste. I mean, Miss Teen Crypto is a hottie. I'll admit it. Are you mining ironfish? No, I am not. I never did mine ironfish at all. I let everybody else do that. It's like if the 4060 Ti is under $300, I'll French kiss Jensen Hung. Oh God, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. You know it's gonna be like a $400 card, right? For like no real intrinsic value. It's gonna be a 3060 Ti with a pinch better ray tracing on it. It's gonna be a slower overall memory. Your memory bus width on this thing is gonna be slow, guys. You're pretty much you're gonna be looking at on the Ti you're gonna get a 256-bit bus, but you're only gonna get. Or hold on here. Oop, wrong one. I'm sorry. You're getting a 128-bit bus on the 4060, which is slower than the 3060 at 192-bit bus. Same memory, which means that the memory on the 3060 Ti is better optimized for the card itself. I get more CUDA cores on a 3060 than I do the 4060. I get more RAM. I get 12 gigabytes of GDDR6 versus 8 gigabytes of GDDR6. I get a 360 gigabytes per second memory bandwidth on the 3060 versus the 4060 at a 288. But I guess it makes it all up for that it's using 115 watts versus 170. Must make the world of difference that you're using 50 less watts. Big deal at that point. This thing better be cheaper than a 3060 at this point because this is way more cut down. I don't care if this thing can boost further than the 3060 Ti. To me, the only thing that you're getting is a little bit better ray tracing off of it, and you're getting a lower performance card than a 3060. Mohammed is like, I'm using a 4080 now in this system. Nice. I've got a 3080 Ti in my system. I see no value from this 40 series at all. I mean, like, if now the only way that I would see a value in a 40 series is if I was coming off like a 1660 Ti, like a 2080, the 2080 class. Or if I had a 1080 Ti, then I could sit there and say, you know what? 40 series has some value to me. Let me go ahead and get a nice brand new GPU. But if you are just one generation behind, there's outside of gaming. It's the only thing I can sit there and tell people. Outside of gaming, there's no value proposition to go from the 30 class to 40 class. This is one of those generations, just like I did with the 20 series. I was in the 10 series, and I was like, the 20 series is a nominal 10% bump for $300 more new. No, thank you. I'll stick with my 1070 Ti, knowing that the 2070 Ti or the 2070 Super only outperformed me for 10%, if that. It was like 8% performance gain for a little less wattage. Not a performance, not enough to make me go, yeah, let me get a new card. You'd skip another generation. The 40 series would be one of those the generations to skip. That would be me. And it's probably why I will skip the 40 class GPUs and wait for possibly the 50 class. We know that's going to come out probably next year. Let's be real. Yeah, there is a much a lot cooler. Yep, because they're using less wattage. There's power-wise and temps. The lower tier versions are better cooled. 100%. Went from an RX 580 to a 3070 Ti. That was great. Oh my God, that had to have been like, holy cow! I could see wrinkles on people's faces. Because like I went from a 550 Ti to a 980 Ti, and I was able to see a difference. And then from the 980 Ti to the 1070 Ti, I didn't see much of a difference. And then from the 1070 Ti to a 1080 Ti, I saw a little bit of a performance bump, but not huge. And then going into this 3080 Ti, it's like, wow. But I'm playing it at 2K. I got a 1440p monitor. It's not like I'm really pushing the limits on this card. This is perfect for me. I don't need anything better. You went from an AMD 6550 to a RX 5700 XT. Nice. That makes sense, Mohammed. That actually makes a lot of sense. You know, it's like when you're trying to mine on solar, you're going to be your mining for you. You have to think of the most power efficient. Forget about the cooling aspect, right? Because like all cards should be able to cool themselves. You're already pulling power off of them, so I mean, you're already putting them into a pretty good condition. So, but running on solar, you want to be hash rate dense while using the least amount of power. And for you, 100% getting into the 40 class GPUs because of the lower TDP on them, I agree with you, 100%. Oh, nice, 80. That's awesome. I started mining on a 550 Ti with 1 gigabyte of GDDR3. Breakneck speeds. Was able to push the new thing called PhysX. Oh yeah, I bet because in order to really run those at your temperatures, you would need to copper mod your 3090s and put Delta fans onto them just to be able to move the air right. Because like I've mined, trying to think of where I would be Celsius wise. I have mined while it was about 47 degrees Celsius with 70 GPUs in a room. About 47-ish, maybe up to 50 Celsius. And my cards were running right around 61 to 68 degrees Celsius. Take it easy, Rude. Thank you for being here, dude. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Always humbled to have you here. Oh yeah, for the win threes. I love those things, man. EVGA made good GPUs. Rest in peace, right, guys? Rest in peace. And let's see here. And before we head up out of here, we will sit there and talk about one fun little fact. I actually like this one. This one makes my Bitcoin heart smile, guys. So if you want to see something that's really cool, it's a little country you might not have ever heard of. Bhutan is silently mining Bitcoin for years, since Bitcoin was $5,000. Now, it doesn't say which time it hit $5,000. Either they've been mining for a long time, or they mined whenever it dumped down from $20,000 and went down to $5,000, below $5,000, and they started getting involved then. or they've been mining since the first time Bitcoin hit $5,000. Either way, they've been mining for years. Bhutan's largest and only government-owned holding company, Drunk Holding and Investments (DHI), it's probably Druk. If I had to take a guess, it's probably Druk Holding and Investments (DHI) has confirmed that it's been mining Bitcoin for several years as a part of its diversification portfolio. According to the company, it's invested in Bitcoin mining began with when the maiden cryptocurrency was valued around $5,000. But also, it has slight interest in Ethereum, the local media outlet the Bhutanese reported. DHI officials assured that the risks associated with cryptocurrencies are mitigated, considering that the company is not involved in direct selling and buying digital assets. At the same time, DHI noted that the investments pays for itself, selling the Bitcoin to cater for mining operational costs. For the company clarified that the investment in Bitcoin mining is a strategic move rather than driven by the fear of missing out, FOMO, on the technology. As a part of the strategy, DHI is assembling a team of experts in cryptocurrency and harnessing the benefits of regulated cryptocurrency exchanges worldwide. Finbold initially reported that the landlocked Himalayan country was secretly investing millions into Bitcoin alongside other digital assets. The investment revelations came to light following the bankruptcy of the crypto lender BlockFi and Celsius. That's why you want to self-custody, guys. This is why we self-custody. Mohammed, yes, my dude. I am into Bitcoin mining, guys. 100%. I have a bunch of... I have a few E3 Antminers. I got some mini doges, and I have some WhatsMiner M30 pluses. And last week, Mohammed, if you haven't been around for a little bit, it looks like you haven't been. I was taking ASIC repair classes last week, so now I am level 1 board certified for Bitmain. I would say with your temperatures, because of your temperatures, I would go after probably the WhatsMiner M30 pluses. So, can I repair a WhatsMiner? Yes. I would need to get a hot plate so that if I have to do any of the work, because it's got an aluminum backplate on there, I've got to warm up the backside of the board. Otherwise, I'll never be able to heat the solder. Aluminum is an amazing property of wicking heat away faster than you can generate it. So I got to get a hot plate to be able to work on the WhatsMiners. But yes, so I mean, for WhatsMiners, I need a hot plate, a test jig, and a microscope. $325 for a 3070. That's not too bad. How much are what things? The WhatsMiner M30 pluses? They're probably like about $1,000 to $1,500 a piece. Oh, the microscope. $1,000 for the microscope. From what Rude had found, it's about $500, $600 for a test jig, and then a hot plate. I think those are few $100s, probably like $300-400 for a good one. What's a test jig? So it's basically it's a tester for the hash board. So I can plug in the test jig into the hash board, inject power into the hash board, and have it check all the signals between all the ASIC chips. Does hash board something error? So it probably has a temperature sensor error, and then it'll tell you which hash board and which ASIC chip is being affected. I would say I would love to work on it right now, but I don't have all the equipment to do so yet. Donations are always accepted though. I mean, it's a couple of grand to get everything else. I've already got a hot air station, and I have a soldering station. That's already $1,000 that I've. Oh no, that's like $1,200 that I've already spent on that stuff. You live in Dubai? That is awesome, dude. Love it, dude. Do you know anyone there? Any contact, or can I ship it to you? Let me ask around to a couple of people and see if there's anybody local to you. Because the reason why I'm going to say it like that is you're going to have there'll be import taxes in the United States. So shipping here gets a little expensive. So let me ask a few people I know, and see if they know any repair places near Dubai. There should be somebody out there that does it. So let me talk to a few of my buddies and see if I can help you out. I shall make note on this. Let me make a note. You have been put into my notes, so I'll ask around for you. No problem. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I really do. No problem, Mohammed. No problem. Absolutely no problem. It's what I'm here for, to help out where I can. Where I can. Patrick's saying that there's a big crypto conference in Dubai this fall. Yeah, I know. There's a big mining industry out in Dubai, so there has to be, because of the amount of people that do mine out there. There has to be a repair facility out near you, or somebody that does it that might not be, completely 100% known. But I will find that person for you and direct you there. It's like you are going nice. I heard rumor on that one too. You heard it here first. I heard rumor about that. That there was potential that there was going to be a new release towards the end of the year from Bitmain. The L9 plus plus. Because the extra plus makes it worth more, right? Gets you more Doge. All right, so we are at that 1 hour mark, fellas. Anybody else got any other comments or questions before I head up out of here? Yeah, it was the K10 F. There's the new Caspa ASIC and the Caspa FPGA. You have the K10 and the what is it, the KA2 or something like that. Yeah, the Super Scalar or Ice River. Yeah, those are the two miners that came out just recently for Caspa, which, yeah, the Super Scalar K10 FPGA miner, or you've got the Ice River ASIC, both of which I'm not sure if I trust 100%. Yeah, Ice River is the one that you want to grab, but that's if that it's not you're not going to get ripped off. I mean, there's a few red flags on it that I'm not impressed with. Red Panda Mining had one, and it didn't bode well. That it just red flags is all I can say. It's like I have an issue whenever a company has to will log into your miner to fix stuff. I have a big problem with that. Yeah, exactly, Mohammed. It looks too good to be true. And I've seen in the past, like, take for instance Butterfly Labs. They made a Bitcoin ASIC. They gave the Bitcoin ASICs out to the influencers. And the influencers on YouTube all did reviews on it, boosted all the sales for Butterfly Labs, and they dragged their feet and brought to market a really crappy product that was out of date before it launched. I heard something about it, but I'm not sure exactly what it's over. Is that these Ice River machines, dying? I have no idea. For sure, network bits. Gotta run. Talk to you later, my dude. Thank you for being here. Yeah, less than 10 Ice Rivers over the past 2 weeks would have made you over $100,000. True. Lasted about 5 hours. Huh. Hard to say. I have no idea. I saw that, but I'm not sure exactly what caused that. I mean, to just plainly be honest, I just haven't dug into it to see what possibly could happen. There's been no news out of Caspa. I don't think their network went down or anything like that. That has to be a big amount of ASIC. Probably the miners shutting down for a moment. I have no idea. That could be like an update in a bitstream. Can do that. If a massive bitstream update came out, you can see big farms switching over to a new bitstream, and you'll watch hash rate of a lot of FPGAs come off. Firmware updates, yeah, exactly. It's hard to say. I mean, a 5-hour window, that's either going to tell, me personally, I'm going to think that either the network had an issue or there was a major update on the mining side. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for everybody smashing that Lizzie like button. Thank you, Sadie, for the donation. You are amazing, Sadie, as always. It's like one thing I love about all you guys, you're all FA, because you are all rated F for freaking awesome. Yo. So, guys, if you are new here, certainly subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Join the Discord. Links down below. It is free. I have a Patreon. Links down below too, guys. Love to have you in there. Get into the pseudo hashing tier. This way you can guarantee a position at the Family Mine. Get your VIP ticket on our shelves, guys. Yo, that's what's up. So, thank you everybody for being here. And with that being said, peace out, stay savage, and may your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll see you on the next one. And also, don't just click off the video. Click on one of the YouTube suggested things. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Y'all rock, y'all.